easy. This is Raf Molecular with DNB Academy, and today I'm going to teach you how you can turn your drop idea into something that has a build-up and also a transition into the progression. Basically connecting your drop and the structure. So this is the idea that I have. No intro whatsoever, and it eventually transitions very roughly into this. Okay, cool. So let's basically dive in. So we have our drums here, and our drums are going to be very important because we can create tension by just, having more drums, like a kick roll and something like that. And also we have our bass, which we're going to resample to create some atmospheric elements. So let's start with our drums. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one of the kicks, and I'm going to grab this one because it doesn't have a hat on top of it. So I'm going to put it here. There we go, nice little kick. And what I'm going to do first of all is with our drums, I'm going to filter them with an EQ. And we can actually start quite high and eventually get low. And I'm going to do something like this as well, where we slowly increase the gain to 0, like that. So we're basically easing into the drums, and let's use some echo to accentuate our build-up even more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use notes like that and quarter notes. This style of delay is very commonly used by DJs when they're mixing. So here we go. And then on the snare, we can let it exist like that. Okay, so this is quite cool. And another thing that we can do is use it on feedback mode. So it feeds it back into itself even more, and we can create a nice little feedback loop like this. To create even more tension. Nice, we can accentuate specific frequencies like this. It's going to give you more emphasis on specific frequencies. You can choose whatever you like, of course. So now we've already got something decent going on with the drums, but we can take it further. We can use, for example, a flanger. Something that I love doing is just using the tools that Ableton has. And let's just use this. And I'm going to make it move quite slow. Okay, and we can increase this dry wet over time. Like that. And then just totally remove it just before the snare. And we can also increase the feedback there. It's a bit much, and we can also play around with the time. We can start slower and get faster over time. Okay, that already gives you the feeling of something is building up. Now, as we do that, we can also have a kick roll happening. And let's do it like this. I like to give emphasis to the notes on the beat. So the eighth notes here, I'm not really going to give it that much emphasis. And then we can do the same thing with the 16s. let's do it like this. Just gonna slowly fade this out so we don't have any clicks. And we can actually kind of rise this here a little bit. This one a little bit. And this one even more. And now we can have the auto filter. We can make it like quite resonant. That's the case. It's nice. That's perfect actually. And we can use the limiter just to make sure. One thing I like doing is actually distorting this a little bit, and I'm going to use roar here. Perfect. I'm going to bring this down a little bit. And let's listen to the whole thing in context. Now I'm going to consolidate this into one loop by using Command G or Control J, Command J or Control J. And we can actually fade this in like that. There we go. So we've already got a nice little build up here with just the drums. Now let's resample the bass, and I'm gonna open up another track and just play the bass sounds. Hit resampling, hit record. And there we go. Perfect. Now let's see. This is the first bass, second bass, and then we can have this one. And I'm going to create another track here for this second one. And musically, if we have something that's low pitched and we pitch it higher, we kind of want it to resolve back down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pitch this up an octave or 12 semitones. And fill it with echo. Like that. And I'm going to filter it like this. We can actually put both of them here. This first one, I'm going to have it lower pitched, but we can barely hear. Perfect. And I'm going to use reverb here. And I'm going to use shifter after the reverb and the delay to kind of make it pitch down slightly. Nice. And then I'm going to use OTT to give emphasis to all of this in the end, and we can automate the OTT amount. And it's going to be really good because we can just do it like this. And we can duplicate this. Perfect. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to deactivate the track right when it drops. Now with this one, it's a bit similar. We're just going to give it a bit of an EQ curve. And we can distort this And we can give it some reverb. There we go. And now we can listen to everything. That's cool. This is a nice way of not using any samples or adding any other new sounds rather than what we already have. I mean, we could even, instead of using the octave, we could use the fifth or 7 semitones. Now, how can we use this to transition over to the next stage? So what we could do is we could literally duplicate this one here, pull it 1 octave higher. We've copied the automation, and let's do it like this instead. So it goes all the way up to the end. And we're going to filter this, so we just have sub. Perfect, and we can automate this again. Now, one thing that we can do is have no drums here, like that. That's going to give it a different feeling. It's like a sort of a fake out, and you can use this massively to improve your transitions. And we can grab this again. We can definitely enable this EQ again, so we can filter this. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab this frequency here. I'm going to put it like this. We can bring it up. We can bring it down again. We can play around a little bit with this that we already have anyways. So I'm just going to put it there. I don't want it to end on the snare anyways, so I want it to end here because we're going to do the fake out. Okay, let's see how that sounds. And we're missing sound here, of course. We need to take this out. I don't really like how the flanger sounds, so I'm not going to use the flanger for this one. And there we go. Without adding any new sounds to our project, we've already built a basic structure for an intro, build-up, and the transition onto the next 16. Obviously, if you keep adding more sounds, it's going to be even better. You can use risers, uplifters, you can use samples, all those things, vocals, all those things are going to give the listener even more audio cues of what's happening. But this is already something that you can do just using the drums and the bass from your project. So I hope you enjoyed that. That was DNB Academy. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.